Thanks for tuning in to Capital City News, your connection to Salt Lake City government. I'm your host, Poonam Kumar. This week, we'll be talking to Vicki Bennett from the new Sustainability Department. And our History Minute is about segregation in Salt Lake City and some early steps that were taken towards integration. First, it's time for a legislative update and look back. The City Council had a discussion earlier this month on adopting the Northwest Quadrant Master Plan. The plan details the vision, goals, and policies guiding growth and development within the quadrant, an area located west of the airport. A public hearing on this topic is March 1st. The City Council recently informed UTA it supports retooling and re-examining public bus routes in Salt Lake City neighborhoods, as well as bus stops. In an open letter, the Council wrote that it supports State Senator Karen Main's transit recommendations. The Planning Department launched a new page on their website to help gain input from the community for the Transit Master Plan. Go to survey.slcrides.org and design your ideal transit system and show them where to make priorities. The Planning Department held an open house at Dilworth Elementary to discuss the master plans for the East Bench, the Parley's Way Corridor, and the 21st and 21st Small Area Plan. Residents were invited to discuss their desires for these areas so that the Planning Department can adapt that into the master plans. Mayor Biskupski joined 500 Madeline Choir students who led a clean air rally at the Capitol to express their concern over Utah's unhealthy air and the need for legislative action. The mayor and students were joined by clean air advocates, community leaders, and Representative Patrice Arendt. And now, Sustainability Director Vicki Bennett talks to us about what got her into the industry and how the Sustainability Department will help Salt Lake City attain its goals.
Throughout this entire transition, we have been so supported. We are so excited about the new administration, everything that's happening. I really feel like we're going to be able to move forward well and make Salt Lake City even a more sustainable, better place to live for all of our residents. Sustainability is something that spreads across all departments. And luckily, as we've created the program over the last 8 years, it's been realized that even though we have been in one department, in public services, that we really have had tentacles everywhere. We've been working with different departments on energy efficiency and all of their various facilities. We've had that informally, and now I think this really formalizes the fact that sustainability is something that affects everyone. I look forward to working with, for example, CED on eco-districts. Can we really work to design an urban landscape that is an environmentally friendly development? There are a lot of options there. We've been lucky. We've been really at the forefront of sustainability. If you compare us to the rest of the nation, Salt Lake City generally, if you would ask other sustainability directors in the nation that I deal with quite a bit, they'd say, oh, we're definitely in the top 10. We've come a long ways, and a lot of that has been because we have had citizen support, we've had council support, we've had mayors support us, and that's been invaluable to ensure that we can develop programs that really cover the breadth of sustainability. It used to be you thought about it as, well, it's environmental issues, and that's increased so much into really looking at equity issues. How do we ensure that whatever we're doing is beneficial for all citizens, no matter where they live, what their income level? How do we really define sustainability for them? How do we add that to economic development? Because the more sustainable, progressive cities are the ones that have the strongest economies, because we've really been able to build upon that. So we've got a lot more we can do. There always is. Now, we have air quality problems, and that's going to be a long-term issue that we need to work on. But we also can look at the development within the city and do a lot more to ensure that we are, being efficient with our energy use, efficient with transportation, make it so we have walkable communities and people can really have a place where they're safe and enjoy living.
February is Black History Month, and we'd like to dedicate today's History Minute to creating awareness about our past, the civil rights movement, and the strides being taken within our city to address inequality.
When racial segregation was commonplace in the United States through the early half of the 20th century, things were no different in Salt Lake City. In one arena that was apparent in the press was the plight of black performers coming to town, unable to stay in the hotels near the venues they'd be playing in. Marquee performers like Harry Belafonte and Ella Fitzgerald were refused rooms at the Hotel Utah when they came to town. Famed concert singer Marian Anderson was scheduled to sing at the LDS Tabernacle and was only allowed to stay at the Hotel Utah on the condition that she used the freight elevator to get to her room. Although the issue with segregation in hotels in the city wouldn't be fixed until there was a reform in federal laws in the 1960s, Utah was not without its early victories in civil rights. One of the major breakthroughs in this era came from Robert E. Freed, a prominent civil rights leader. Freed and others took over the lease of the Lagoon theme park, but the lease prohibited blacks from using the swimming pool in the ballroom due to a city ordinance in Farmington requiring it. Not content to allow the bigotry of the status quo to continue, Freed fought to change the city ordinance, and by the end of the 1940s, Lagoon was open to everyone. Freed was eventually bestowed a Human Rights Award by the Utah chapter of the NAACP, which he claimed to be the award he earned that gave him the most satisfaction.
That's it for another episode of Capital City News, where we do our best to keep you in the know. Make sure to keep watching and stay up to date on all the latest. For SLC TV, I'm Poonam Kumar.